Hello, teachers. It is well said, if you have to fight the ravages of time, or if you have to survive the ravages of time, in both the situations, learning is the only option. Throughout our life, we keep on learning, de-learning, and relearning again. I welcome you all to this teacher professional development platform, wherein you, along with me, shall be talking about and learning about the various co-curricular scopes and learning outcomes about the pedagogy of English for primary and upper primary classes. My dear teachers, before I start off, I want to tell you people that language learning starts from cradle and ends up to grave. Every time we are there to add something new to our brain so as to make our classrooms lively and interactive. The teachers, language learning progresses naturally with exposure to meaningful contexts. As we understand, children are born with certain innate qualities or innate abilities to learn languages and develop their language proficiency through interactions with each other or with their community members or with their peer groups. That is how we say language is caught, it is never taught. But formally, I would love to add it over here that yes, language in a formal way at times is being taught there in the classrooms. Children can learn more than one language at a time, and I believe that you would agree with me onto it. The same applies to second language. Learning second language does not need a sort of tug of war. It also happens vis-a-vis while going along with first language. If we look around, we would find that English is being used for varied day-to-day functional purposes and is also used along with our first language or regional language. My dear teachers, we find English language vis-a-vis the first language on signboards, newspapers, we can find on media, or wherever we go, we have the areas around us wherein they give us the locations, the milestones. They keep on exhibiting either English or vis-a-vis the language we are born into. Therefore, we can say that English is very much part of our multilingualism or multilingual environment. In our schools, English is taught and learnt as second language. Please remember, we call this language as language 2. Children enter the school with language 1, that is their mother tongue or the regional language. But the moment they make the formal education to be adapted to themselves, they slowly or steadily, knowingly or unknowingly, tread upon the path of learning language 2. The purpose of English learning is to enrich multilingualism among children and to allow diverse languages to flourish in each other's company. Therefore, English is learnt best if it is learnt along with the language you're already born into or the language that is the regional language of that area. I believe that it should never be taught or it should never be learnt along with and not at the cost of other languages. Teaching learning of English therefore needs to be flexible in such a way that children use their first language along with the second language to express themselves wherever, whenever needed. The teacher can also use the first language to provide the background of or the background information of the material and then move ahead to read the lesson with children in English. For example, if she has to take the regional piece of information that is there contained in the book in English context, she can hook it up. She can amalgamate the content with that of the regional language and then can put forth the same content in English afterwards. Another important aspect is to facilitate language learning. These inputs can be in the form of textbooks, storybooks, magazines, newspapers, audio video material, or you can also say audio video aids, children chosen texts, etc. But, my dear teachers, you have to be very cautious while making the choice about these informative pieces. You have to see the interest of the child, the age of the child, and the cognitive level of that child. Children are more attracted to animations. Children are more attracted to beautiful pictures. Children are more attracted to magazines having sweet faces around it of their choice. So, we can have all these modalities like visual, auditory, and kinesthetic that can be used in the pedagogical processes. But that language learning to be acquired through the skills of listening, speaking, reading, writing, and above all, thinking is an integrated work to be done in an integrated manner. We need to hook up the skill of listening, the skill of reading, the skill of speaking, writing, and thinking in such a manner that these form the beads in a single strand. Language learning becomes meaningful when it is connected with the immediate environment of children. The activities need to be linked to life. After all, what for it is there? What for the language class is there? Generally, we have a wrong notion that learning takes place only in the language classrooms. I would love to add it over here that it is not necessarily important to have that happen of learning language there in the language classroom. We have various subjects like mathematics, EVS, that basically is a subject class, but it is first an English class. So, all the activities necessarily being conducted in the English class can be taken up on the basis of English textbooks, textual material from EVS, or mathematics. I would love to quote in an example over here. If we have an EVS class and the topic pertaining to the class is weather, don't you think we can hook it up with English class? Don't you think we shall be making it up a lively English class about weather, about an essay being comprehended by a child, or about any expression of 2 or 4 lines on weather? Similarly, when you talk about the mathematics class, it may be a subject class to a mathematics teacher, but it is an English class first. How? I'll give an example. You are teaching cardinal numbers, you are teaching ordinal numbers, you are teaching 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth row. The fourth row is an English word. So, one way or the other way, you are hooking up EVS, mathematics, sciences, geography, history, and blah blah with English. This is all an integration. My dear teachers, we shall be having some more sessions talking about the pedagogical skills, about learning and designing the learning classroom situations, centrality of education, and the environment friendly, rich, enriched environment for teaching learning processes. I am very much sure that you, along with me, shall be enjoying a lot and learning a lot. Till then, stay healthy, stay safe. Bye bye.